Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome to another fabulous Starseed Astrology overview. We're going to be talking about Jupiter in Cancer. This kicks off on June 9th, 2025. So for the next 12 months, Jupiter is going to tour the sign of Cancer and the 3D tropical zodiac while in Gemini and 5D sidereal. This is a big deal because Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, opportunities, and optimism. And in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter is considered exalted there. It's a treasured guest in this sign. So, this is a very powerful, deeply healing transit in many ways. It's not going to feel very comfortable for many, but it will be incredibly cathartic. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Hi. Please take a minute and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of the magical content that I create. So many people are running around, right, believing their spiritual advancement is the key to enlightenment, sometimes overlooking core human emotions, toxic family systems, and conditioned survival patterns from childhood. And the floodgates are opening here with Jupiter in Cancer to all the emotion that's been suppressed, to the inner child that never had a voice, to these really tender parts of us that have been craving more validation, that have been wanting to feel and let go and be seen. So we're entering a year where this hypersensitive, intuitive, and attuned energy could be feeling a little bit heightened, where sensitivity is going to actually be starting to be recognized more as a gift, as gold. We're really learning to honor our emotions as powerful messengers. And so Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It magnifies and it expands everything that it touches, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It doesn't care. It's going to expand whatever is there in your natal chart and for the collective as well. It expands in the arena. It touches everything. And Cancer, in the sign of Cancer, that is the emotional waters, the heart, the home, family, childhood, ancestry, emotional belonging, connection, nurturance, nourishment, emotional memory, emotional healing. And this will be influencing our 3D mundane lives. Gemini is the mind, the communicator, the writer, the messenger, the comedian, and sometimes the trickster. And that's going to be influencing a higher timeline emerging because sidereal zodiac is the true sky coordinates. It's an updated higher dimensional lens on astrology in the sky. Both are relevant and both influence our lives and our natal charts. So for many of this transit finally reflects big soul aligned connections coming into our field, whether that's manifesting life partners or chosen family. Cancer means one thing and one thing only, marriage for a lot. Cancer is not the girlfriend, she's the wife. So we are in this for life, or we're not in it for all, especially those of you with Cancer placements, you know this to be true. Cancer is going to show us who the real ones are and the superficial or unsafe bonds in our lives that will start to crack, fall, crumble, expand to a point that we can't ignore them, as well as our emotions connected to any toxic family situations. We're going to really be called to feel that, to heal that in the next year ahead. So Jupiter is going to be in Cancer and it's going to be direct from June 9th to November 12th. And then Jupiter is going to have a retrograde cycle. Jupiter, we know, likes to expand. It brings luck. It brings opportunities. It's one of the great benefics in astrology. And so when we have that retrograde motion in Jupiter later this year, it's going to be shifting those opportunities that come around and how we want to expand inward with our consciousness and inward with our emotions as well. So why is Jupiter considered exalted in the sign of Cancer? A lot of the richest people in the world are Cancers, and it's because Cancer represents the mother. A mother is prime abundance energy, especially when she's aligned with the divine in a healthy way. It nurtures and waters to make things grow. So both Jupiter and Cancer contain an inner knowing that we can create our own reality. Cancer also rules over our memories. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so that affects our memory as well. And Jupiter is all about utilizing wisdom in order to expand forward, having faith, deep faith in ourselves and the world around us, to remember all we've gained along the journey in the form of wisdom too. So that is going to be expanded. This is a great area to, in the next 12 months, to look at what house does Cancer rule in your tropical astrology chart, in your natal tropical astrology chart. That's the area of your life that's going to experience some of this energy most. And then I wanted to give you guys a little bit of some forecasts here, specifically for different Cancer placements and in the houses. So if you are a Cancer sun, you're a Cancer sun, Jupiter in exaltation is really going to be benefiting you in the next 12 months. Experiences that are going to bring you kind of back to yourselves in a new, renewed, sometimes familiar and uplifting way. It's going to help foster confidence, vitality, self-expansion. Renewed vitality is a big theme for Cancer suns. You might want to reinvent yourself. This could be, new parts of yourself could even be emerging, or also forgotten parts of yourself could be more abundant, I will say, in the next year ahead. Now, if you're a Cancer moon in your natal chart, Jupiter in the sign of Cancer is going to be benefiting you and giving you experiences that you're meant to have to expand your emotional awareness, your emotional understanding, your emotional regulation. And this transit, Jupiter in Cancer, can bring a lot of emotional satisfaction for you. You can experience some of the feelings you've always wanted to feel. You can get more validation for your feelings. Like, yeah, that was really hard, right? To really feel seen and heard in an emotional way. Cancer moons in the next 12 months ahead are also really working to let go of the past, selecting and being a little more aware of some of the memories that are lingering, creating unpleasant feelings for you. This is a beautiful time to let go and really anchor in the frequency that you want. Then next up, we have Cancer Mercury. If your natal Mercury is in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter transiting Cancer is going to be beneficial for you, giving you some of the experience that will likely expand your mind, giving you more insight into channeling emotions through your words. It could also potentially expand unpleasant ways in which you feel and communicate. So you want to be mindful of really using your words in a careful, wise way. There could be a sense of renewed creativity here, as well as gaining more emotional intelligence as well, and expanding as well your ability to receive messages, because Mercury is the messenger. If your natal Venus is in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter in your sign is going to be benefiting you and giving you some experiences that are going to really help to heal, clear, and reactivate your heart center, your self-worth, your ability to love yourself, as well as personal finances. I feel like Cancer and Venus natal placements, this is a great year for abundance for you, for receiving tangible abundance, acquiring like a raise, or starting a business that becomes more prosperous. That could all really happen in the next year ahead. And when those two meet, the two benefics, Jupiter and Venus, right, in the sign of Cancer, you can really experience a lot of enjoyable memories, and it brings more humor, joy, lightheartedness, confidence, and abundance in general to your life, especially in the area of your chart that your natal Venus is in for Cancer and Venus. Next up, if your natal Cancer is in Mars, Jupiter transiting this placement for you is going to be benefiting you to give you more experiences that could really help your soul come alive, to really expand your ability to take aligned action, to really fight for what matters for you in a higher, more wise way with Jupiter transiting your natal Mars. There could be a lot of energy that you want to kind of channel towards particular goals. You might even feel like picking up a new like physical activity of some kind, or a physical hobby, rock climbing or something, or maybe more like water skiing. Something with water would make more sense, right? Emotional growth, core memories, and really making big expanded progress on your goals. If your natal Mars is in Cancer, is going to benefit you as Jupiter transits Cancer. If you have your natal Jupiter in Cancer, this is a Jupiter return for you. So you have a Jupiter return every 12 years. Jupiter spends roughly 1 year in each sign. So it takes 12 years to move through the entire 12 zodiac. And Jupiter in its exaltation here is really benefiting you if this is your Jupiter return year. So you're likely going to experience a lot of things that are going to activate your faith, that are going to really help you expand your wisdom, maybe even learning like something, a higher learning of some kind, a mystery school teaching. And you might find that there's a lot of really magical opportunities that come your way. Teachers could come into your life that are meant to have like a soul or a karmic connection with you as well. Or you could step into a role of really being a teacher and embodying that finally. And the Jupiter return for you guys is a really beautiful time to, again, like make some positive gains on opportunities, creative adventures, relationships, and just overall stability in that area of your life that house placement is for you. If your natal Saturn is in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter in its exaltation is going to be benefiting you and giving you experiences that are going to expand your ability to stay disciplined and regulate what you're here to do, to build some structures, to maybe even expand the structures that are supporting your life. There's going to probably be karmic experiences that come up because Saturn is a very karmic planet. It might even be expanding your ability to connect with different timelines as well, because Saturn is the Lord of time and Jupiter expands everything it touches. Now, if your natal Chiron, the wounded healer, is in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter transiting over this part of your chart is going to be benefiting you and bringing up some experiences, maybe old, could be current experiences, or even new perspectives around family, feeling safe, how you connect to yourself with self-love, expanding your awareness on what you need to heal and how, or even allowing you to get to another level of mastery with healing core wounds connected to your family, your home, your roots, your mother. Now, if you have any of the nodes, your north node in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter moving over your north node for the next year is going to be benefiting you in a lot of ways, because it's really a soul mission activator and helping you to expand on what you're here to learn, what you're here to master, what you're here to grow into. Now, if your south node is in the sign of Cancer, Jupiter in its exaltation moving over that part of your chart is going to really be expanding your awareness on past lives and gifts, skills, and traits that you've mastered in past lives. You might even start to really remember a lot of your past lives more vividly in the next 12 months if you have that south node in Cancer in your natal chart. And then I also want to talk a little bit about in the houses, because this is going to affect people probably the most, I would say. This is going to really help you because the houses show us the different areas of our life. So when we have this big, beautiful planet of expansion touring different parts of our chart, it's going to show you what areas of your life are experiencing that expansion, this exalted expansion, opportunities, deepening your wisdom, deepening your emotional intelligence in that area of your life. So for Cancer risings, Cancer in the first house here, this is the house of the self and the body. So this could be a really powerful next 12 months of new beginnings for you, where you can pivot your life direction, where you can kind of reinvent yourself in a way, where you discover different ways of being out in the world with other people. This could also potentially expand your physical body. This is because Jupiter expands everything. So when Jupiter transits over the first house, sometimes people do find that they gain weight. So that's something just to be mindful of. That doesn't happen for everyone, but it can. It can also expand sometimes health issues or core wounds connected to the body. So just being mindful of that and making sure that you have a solid, clean, healthy eating plan, that's going to help you smooth sail through that. But this is a big expansion of yourself, really kind of its main character energy, right? With Jupiter transiting the first house for Cancer risings. Then we have Cancer in the second house. So if you're a Gemini rising, this one's for you. This can really help you expand some new habits, some new routines, a time where you're maybe exploring different opportunities for making income. Your personal income could expand. Also, just important that you're not overdoing it by spending too much. Because again, Jupiter expands everything. So it can expand our desire for more material possessions when it's in that second house with Gemini rising. If you are a Taurus rising, Cancer is going to be in the third house, and Jupiter is going to be transiting that area of your life. This is a really great transit for Taurus risings if you are a writer, a musician, a student, or you're working on some like creative project or a learning adventure of some kind. New memories can be made really immediate that are going to support you here. And the way that you think and speak about this is going to really get expanded in a way that supports your overall faith and your trajectory in life. Now, if you are an Aries rising, Jupiter is going to be transiting your fourth house, bringing some expanded opportunities and awareness to your psychological foundation, your roots, your ancestry, your home, your parents, your early developmental childhood experiences as well. And it's bringing this desire for safety. If you don't feel like your home is safe, there's going to be a big desire to create more safety and stability in the home and really find what makes you feel secure in your home. Now, if you're a Pisces rising, Jupiter is going to be transiting your fifth house. And so this could really be expanding love and romance, dating experiences for you. You might even discover new ways to romanticize life or new hobbies that you want to expand into. This could also be a time when you're able to expand your family if you're on a fertility journey, as the fifth house is also related to children. Then if you're an Aquarius rising, Jupiter is going to be transiting your sixth house of day-to-day work routines and your daily health routines. So this transit is going to bring some new knowledge and expanded awareness and opportunities around your health and different ways that you can create more health. Health is wealth, right? It's very hard to create abundance, prosperity in your life if you don't feel healthy. So this is a great one for you, for Aquarius risings, to really shift a little bit in your day-to-day work routines. Different opportunities could come as well in your day-to-day work for expanding your income, but also really to expand your awareness on what makes you feel healthy in your day-to-day routines. And do you need to adjust any of that or acquire some new wisdom around health so you feel more abundant? Then if you're a Capricorn rising, Cancer and Jupiter are going to be transiting that seventh house for you. So this is all about marriage, committed partnerships, contractual agreements, and open enemies are in the seventh house. So you could be seeing the bigger picture, what you really desire in your partnerships, especially relationships, networking connections, business collaborations, and things like that. If you've been struggling with some type of legal battle, you could see a positive outcome to come in the next 12 months with that. Now, for Sagittarius risings, Jupiter is going to be transiting your eighth house, the house of hidden meanings. This is really an expansion of your ability to connect with your personal power. Okay, it's a little more behind the scenes than some of the other houses, but it can definitely expand your awareness on your fears, your traumas, how to heal those, as well as to reclaim your personal power in the world. And this is going to be also a psychic expansion because the eighth house is very much connected to our psychic senses, our extrasensory gifts. So in the next 12 months, you could find that as you do some of this inner work, shadow work, healing, moving through traumas, really allowing yourself to feel your feelings, that also expands your psychic gifts and abilities. They go hand in hand. Next up, we have Scorpio rising. So Cancer Jupiter is going to be transiting your ninth house. So Jupiter really likes the ninth house already. So this can be a great time giving yourselves safety to integrate new beliefs, to challenge your beliefs, to acquire new knowledge. This could also be a time where you're expanding and doing more long distance travel, or maybe you decide to live abroad, or connect with foreign cultures, learn a new language. So a really positive cycle of renewed faith for you and supporting you to confront old, limiting, outdated beliefs that need an upgrade. Next up, we have Libra rising. So if you're a Libra rising, this is a great next 12 months for you because Jupiter is going to be touring your 10th house of your legacy, your public persona, giving you opportunities in your career, a renewed confidence too in your career trajectory or your soul mission trajectory, showing up a little more in the world, being okay, boldly showing up in your authenticity and a more expanded view of who you are. And it can bring a lot of positive expansion for healing burnout too. If you've gotten burnt out, working, constantly pushing new goals. This is a time where you might really see you're reaping some of those rewards finally for all your hard work. Then we have Virgo rising, Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer is going to be touring your 11th house. So this can be a beautiful time for Virgo risings to experience a soul family reunion, to connect with different groups, to create more friendships. And these people are going to probably get what you're all about. You're going to click with them in a more expanded, right, higher mind way. And it's a beautiful time for Virgo risings to find new groups of people, new communities, and continue your personal growth journey in that way. We can't do it all alone. And last but certainly not least, we have Leo risings. So Jupiter is going to be touring your 12th house. And this can be a really potent time of healing, a need for some solitude a little bit, a time where you're letting go, and Jupiter's expanding your awareness on what you need to let go, expanding this theme of endings, especially ending things that are connected to self-sabotaging behaviors or addictions. So letting go of some of that is going to help you create more space to visualize new realities. Doing dream work is going to be very potent, right, during the next 12 months for Leo risings. And yeah, spending a little time alone, a little time in solitude is going to help you feel more fulfilled and prevent burnout too. Okay, and then last but not least, we want to talk a little bit about the starseed astrology of Cancer in the sign of Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. So from the starseed astrology perspective, we kind of conceptualize the closest fixed stars in conjunction with Jupiter in the birth chart as one of your middle soul timeline incarnations connected to starseed origins or past galactic lives. And so the fixed star closest to your Jupiter placement can provide you a lot of guidance around your starseed guides that help you expand your consciousness, that help you with opportunities as well. And so for the next 12 months, Jupiter is going to be transiting the same fixed stars in both tropical and sidereal. Although the zodiac signs change, the fixed stars don't. And so it's really interesting actually to see what these fixed stars and star systems are, because this is going to expand and activate a lot of you that identify with these star families. So it includes Auriga, the charioteer, Monoceros, the unicorn, Columba, the dove, one of the avian star families, Sirius, our spiritual sun, and the big dog constellation, Canopus and Carina, the keel of the ship, Castor and Pollux in Gemini, the twins, Procyon in Canis Major, and the Lynx constellation. So yes, the next year ahead is a major activation for those of you with past life connections to these galactic families and star systems. Most of these I have videos for on my YouTube if you want to learn more about them. So I'd love to hear from you guys below. What house is Jupiter transiting for you? Do you have any Jupiter Cancer placements? Because Jupiter is expanding those, right, over the next 12 months. And do you identify with any of these galactic star families that Jupiter is also going to be expanding in the next 12 months? So let me know below. And if you would like to learn more about Starseed Astrology, please check out the Starseed Astrology course. I'll link it up there, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.